Everyone, and thank you for joining this ReferKent Relay Week special event with Money and Pension Service, particularly looking at money guiders. I'm joined this morning by Angela Jones from Money and Pension Service. My name's Mark. I'm from the Financial Hardship team. So the aim of today's event is to highlight one of our key partners of the ReferKent and Financial Hardship team. And without further ado, over to Ange, and thank you very much for joining.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'll just load the presentation. So I'm going to spend probably the next sort of 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to take you through a slide deck, which will hopefully give you a really good overview of the Money Guiders programme. Please feel free as we're going along to drop some questions into the chat, or as Mark said, we'll pick those up at the end. Okay, so Money Guiders. Money Guiders is one of our big programs that we are delivering through the Money and Pension Service. It's there for anybody that's having any type of money conversation, and we call them customers, but it may well be for you, service users or clients. It's a completely free program, and it's there to help you to have a better conversation with the people that you support. We provide ongoing professional development, and that's a really big element of this program. It's not just a tick box where you do the learning and you're done. There's an ongoing element to the program to keep you supported, keep your knowledge up to date, and enable you there to develop your skills, share your knowledge, and ultimately improve the lives of the people that you support. In terms of money guidance, we're talking about non-regulated money conversations, and it can range from just having a cup of tea with somebody and pointing them somewhere else for help, signposting, to holding a caseload, meeting your clients, customers, service users on a regular basis, and having complex technical conversations with them. You will get a copy of this slide deck after the session today, and I'd really encourage you to have a look at this link here. So the Money Guiders programme, for the very first time, has properly called out the regulated boundary between money guidance and financial advice. So for anybody working in this sector for any length of time, you will know that as a financial advisor, as a money advisor, a welfare advisor, debt advisor, there's a regulated boundary, and those colleagues follow a set pathway to understand that regulated boundary. This programme, for the very first time, calls out that boundary for us in the money guidance space, for us that are having conversations with people as part of our day-to-day role. As I mentioned, it could be a significant part of your role, or you could just be touching base with somebody and having to quickly signpost them onto some other information and sources of help when they've suddenly, spoken to you about a money guidance issue or a money issue. In a nutshell, what this program has called out is that obviously money guiders could suggest what you could do, and a money advisor will recommend what you should do. And the full definition of the guidance is just here in this link. In terms of the program, is it right for my team or my organisation? Kent County Council are facilitating access to this long-term change programme that is here to raise the profile of money guidance and upskill the whole sector. So as you can see on the screen there, it's going to help you as an organisation to get great outcomes for your customers. It will enable you to enhance your service delivery and make it more efficient to get people to the right place more quickly, and thereby freeing up capacity. In terms of the goals of the programme, you'll know what money guidance is, you'll understand the boundaries of your service and your role, and you'll develop some really great core and technical competencies as a practitioner. I'm going to pick up on about networks and communities, but you're going to be part of a great network and a great community, and they're able to share with other organisations and practitioners. I've mentioned that we created the programme. We created it collaboratively with organisations and practitioners across the whole of the UK. It's run by the Money and Pension Service, but it is delivered through our partners. And as I mentioned, Kent County Council will be facilitating access to the programme for you. I've touched on this, but in terms of money guiders, what we do know is that there are about 3.7 million people across the UK having some kind of money guidance conversation as part of their work. And this slide outlines all those sectors, etc., including housing, health, mental health, welfare, police officers, student support, food bank volunteers. The programme it calls out to all of those roles, all of those responsibilities, and there's a huge range of flexibility in terms of how you engage with the learning relevant to your role. In order to provide some assurance, this slide outlines all the credentials that sit around the programme. So I haven't really talked about the Money and Pension Service, but we are an arm's length body of the Department for Work and Pensions, meaning that we are UK government backed. We're fully funded by UK government, and this is a long-term change programme that is being rolled out across all 4 nations. So wherever you work in the UK, you will recognise the learning modules as relevant to the legislative differences in your nation. We know that it's proven to work. We're in our 2nd phase of development now, and we're looking to scale the programme significantly within the next 18 months. We've already had a pilot phase, and through our pilot phase, practitioners who engaged with the learning said that they wanted recognition for engaging with this programme, and we've worked really closely with City and Guilds to build in endorsed credentials that you as a practitioner can take away and use within your role. In terms of what the e-learning platform looks like, this is a screenshot. It's extremely easy to navigate. We always suggest that people start here with a competency framework, sets out what the programme's about, what the outcomes that you are going to get from engaging with the learning, and some ways that that competency framework can be used at an organisational level. The e-learning itself is split into these 2 distinct modules, foundation level and technical domains. And then we have our community network space here. The competency framework will enable you at an organisational level to map out where your money guidance conversations take place, what types of conversations the different roles within your section, your team or your organisation are having. As a practitioner, you can self-assess your confidence levels, you can reflect on your learning and development. Increasingly, the organisations that we're working with are using it for service planning, tender specifications. Strategically, it's been hooked onto action plans and things like financial well-being strategies, anti-poverty strategies, etc. Again, on this slide and in the PDF that you'll get after the session, there's some tools here, and again, I'd encourage you to have a look at that. We've got some ways on how to use the framework and a confidence checker as well, which is a really nice interactive tool. So just going back to the main content in the e-learning, which is the foundation and the technical domains, we have these 2 distinct sections. Foundation level is your introduction to the programme. 6 modules, take about 10 minutes each. This is a work-based programme. You can jump in and out of the modules. You won't lose any of your learning. And the foundation level introduces you to money guidance, sets out the personal qualities and attributes that you need to have a really great and effective conversation with somebody about their money. And importantly, sets the boundaries of your service and your role as a money guider, and when you need to signpost and refer customers on. Once you've done your foundation level, you can then access the technical domains. Huge amount of optionality in this area. You can do all of these modules, some of these modules, 1 or 2 of these modules, or just do your foundation level and get that signposting ability. Again, some great links here in terms of, and these are lovely little video links, which will give you a good overview of the learning. We've got 2 digital credentials that you can pick up, foundation level and tier 1 in the technical domains. And there are 2 pieces of assessment to sit for these endorsed credentials with City and Guilds. I won't cover off too much of this because if you're interested in accessing the program, Mark would facilitate that through our relationship with Kent County Council, and you would come to an induction session to find out all about the learning content, the technical domains in detail, and the digital badges that you can collect. Just moving back then in terms of the learning content here on the home page. We have our community network space, which is a really important element of the program. Once you have engaged with the learning, or as you're moving along, we have these 4 networks that are delivered in each nation again, and they deliver 100+ events per year, mainly on Teams, and they have a really great interactive events calendar covering all sorts of aspects of money guidance, from developing a great budget with somebody, working with older people, working with young people, working with people with neurodiversity issues, etc. All of that is on Teams, and all of those sessions are recorded and saved into your community hub space and this library function here. So should you be working with somebody with a particular issue and you want to find some more resource, you can go back and have a look at those sessions. I'll also just go back to mention in terms of the e-learning itself. Once you have your account set up, you can be assured that all of the content in the program is kept up to date. So you can use this as a work-based resource repository. And if you then need to go back and just refer back to something, or to just check something out, you can use that as part of your day-to-day work. In terms of feedback that we've received from the program, partners and practitioners particularly feel more confident. They can have a more expanded conversation with people. They know clearly what the boundary is. As it says here on the screen, before they might have just signposted somewhere, but now they're more confident to have a broader conversation with somebody and perhaps make a more effective referral. That second quote there, the whole program fits with our aim to encourage frontline staff to have conversations around money. And we've just joined one of the forums and it was brilliant. The feedback we get from the forums is that the sessions are really great. You get to meet some great organizations, specialist providers, and some policy experts in that space. Additionally, in this space, we have our over 7,000 network members already engaged here, and we also run our annual conference, which will be at the beginning of November, which is free to join, and again, all online, and again, all recorded. So I've whizzed through the presentation now. Mark, shall I just hand over to you then to just talk about how practitioners sign up? And how many people are already registered, and how that's going with you.
Okay, yeah. While we wait to see if people have got any questions or comments they want to make, just to let you know, I have popped into the chat, and hopefully you can all access that, the link for the booking form if you'd like to join one of the induction sessions that Ange mentioned. So you can find out more about the Money Guiders program and then sign up there and then if you want to. At the moment, we have over 150 colleagues across Kent as part of the Kent Money Guiders group. So I send out to those people regularly little newsletters, information, send out updates, provide support with people doing their learning, and also encourage people to sort of keep an eye out for the events that are regularly put on as well. So I join quite a few of those. I've completed the foundation level myself. I found it really interesting, quite insightful. I go out to events, meeting the public face to face. I found that really interesting and useful about sort of boundaries, the way to hold those conversations. I have yet to start my tier 1, the technical, because I'm perhaps not engaged face to face with people as much as I used to be. But I would encourage people to look at that once you've completed the foundation.
Hi, Phil here from Wave Community Bank. I've
Hi,
literally
Phil.
only joined the organisation a few weeks ago. I don't seem able to be able to type anything in the chat, so apologies for kind of doing it this way. But the support we've had in the setup process has been fantastic. A lot of my colleagues who are based with Wave as well have started the foundation course, and I'm really looking excited to get moving forward. And Mark, it was really good to kind of hear your feedback then with regards to the fact is that when you're not doing as much of a public facing role, it's not as important to go to the next stage. That's how I understood it. I'm doing a lot of public facing stuff, so it looks like it's imperative for me to take that next step forward.
I'd really encourage you, Phil, to get into those technical domains. You're going to get a really broad overview of those money guidance areas. Again, they're very light touch, so those modules are going to take you anywhere between 10 minutes to 35, 40 minutes to complete. You can jump in and out of them. You shouldn't lose your learning as you come out of them, and then you can go back in then and carry on. The modules that are particularly useful when you're talking to people are knowing your customer at tier 1 and tier 2, and also, through the rest of the modules, what's relevant to your role. If you want to do the tier 1 assessment, you need to do all of the technical domains at tier 1, and then you get the opportunity to sit the assessment afterwards. But if you've been to an induction session, then you should have had that information. But I would encourage you to not be put off by the tiers themselves, because I'm in tier 2 at the moment, just working my way through those resources, and they're really useful. And again, they're quite light touch, but going to give you a broader overview of those money guidance areas. And then at tier 3, it's very practical. Lots of tools, lots of things that you can use when you're out, or even showing people the tools that are available, like budgeting tools, planning for later life, midlife MOT, etc. Just an awareness of what's there. So that might be useful for you as well.
Thank you.
Really nice to meet you. Thank you.
Everyone seems quite happy. Okay, that's good. So just to say thank you very much to Ange for presenting today, and thank you to everyone who's attended. I will be sending out, as promised, an email with slides and some other links and resources after the session. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone for joining, and have a enjoyable rest of your day. Thank you.